Now from the so-called City Beautiful and home to the Madden Studios, this is EA Sports coverage of the National Football League from Orlando, Florida. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from the City Beautiful. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. Good move at the 30. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Once again, it's Brooks. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first two plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
Gets past one man. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 more yards there and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. The Lions had 6 and 7, a game under 500 on the year. They coming on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now 2nd and 5. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 47 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down. Up the middle they go. McMillan. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on third. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at them with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on third down.
He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. He'll try again, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? Touchdown! Sam Laporta, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off play action. Horn. And his throw here is incomplete. You talk about this Lions defense. They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked on by Fred Warner. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They run out of the gun with Brooks here. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Yo.
Jackson from the shotgun. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
From the 22 now, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Brooks. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
Ready?
Now Lamar changing the play. Up the middle with Brooks here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Here's a handoff to Brooks. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Jonathan Brooks hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. Horn. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On fourth down, Horn. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll take this to the 46.
That kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Now it's Jackson. He'll find McMillan here. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he. To not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
80 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. A run out of the gun with Brooks. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Jackson now. That's pulled in by Brooks. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. From 17 yards out. And the Lions have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen.
Touchdown, Falcons! Bijan Robinson With career touchdown number 94, he ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Falcons get a bit closer. The extra point splits the uprights, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their fourth possession. Touchdowns on their first three possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Jackson. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Forward. 13.
On the handoff, this is Brooks. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now it's Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. From the gun on third down, Jackson. To the right side and intercepted. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Operating from the gun, Horn. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Jones now in motion left. A final shot before break. Horn. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you across town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Charles, some things to like about that first half, ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come back and continue to throw the ball effectively.
Fighting his way through contact. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Now a 2nd and 10. A give left side to Robinson. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Well, it's tough time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Let's go now.
Off play action. Horn rolling to his right. He's got his target. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line. Back to throw. Horn. Over the middle, complete. It's man. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
In motion left goes Jones. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll go with a keeper, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Falcons have got it back to within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need it. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams 75 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Butker on for the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, Horn. Here's a diving catch right side. And nothing there after the catch, but he does get this down to the 43-yard line. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
19 Tiger.
Off the play fake, Horn. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over here up near the 40. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Go.
Avoids him at the 40. And he's got this down to the 35. 47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes Brooks. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
2nd and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
On the ground, here's Brooks.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
Brooks going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Hey!
3rd and goal, Jackson. And he's got it. And in for the Lions, touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Lions are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Butker now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Looking to throw. Horn.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. from 13 yards out.
And the Falcons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
35. Falcons 21.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Second down and 4.
Yo. No, we changed it.
Here's Jackson to throw. Forced out to his left. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
Middle.
From the gun, Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Rice. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Hey. Get on.
They'll run with Brooks.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Hey, report.
Here's Jackson. He's airing it out for Williams. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Throwing to start the drive. Horn. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. They get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
Back to throw now on first down. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw now on first down.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive.
Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 24-yard line.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Eluding the pressure right. That is caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Back to throw again. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. as he'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw. Horn. And a dump off here to Robinson.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
This is 3rd and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter, you're going. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
They'll try and throw for it. Flush to his right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Brian Branch with it.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this will be covered up by the Lions, and that might just about seal the deal. The risk reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
To Williams on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one, it may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Well, things started off exciting. This one had a high score.